Hi, this is Tori with the Oracle Technology Network. We're here at Devoxx Live speaking to members of the Java community. I have Richard Bair, who is Chief Architect for the Java client. Hey, Richard.
Hey, Tori.
Thanks for coming by. So tell me, you just did a keynote. What did you talk about there?
Basically, we talked about a few things. The first one was Internet of Things, which is a big topic.
Hot.
Very much so. And we also talked a lot about JavaFX and the stuff that's going into Java 8, Lambdas, and the programming experience there.
Okay, so tell me what you see in terms of Java and its relation to the Internet of Things.
Okay, so I've been doing a lot of research in the last few weeks on the current state of the IoT marketplace, and Java is really well positioned in that market. For one, it's highly fragmented right now. Most people who are writing code that runs on embedded devices, they're writing it in C or C++.
Right.
And the chipsets that they're running on are all kind of unique and different. The operating system that's running on those is all unique and different. So there's a lot of fragmentation in the marketplace, and it makes it difficult for people to deliver their solutions onto those
Just like
devices.
the mobile phone space, right?
Yeah,
the
exactly.
same issue, right?
Yeah, it's in my mind, the IoT marketplace is basically in the same position that the mobile phone was at before Apple came and introduced the iPhone and completely revolutionized the way that things were done. And frankly, I think that we're at that point where the right solution in play would do the same thing for the IoT market space. And I think Java is in a good position to do that. One of the things, like, at this past Oracle Open World and Java 1 conference, Oracle made some announcements around working with Freescale and other partners,
Right.
some in specific verticals like healthcare and so forth. And Freescale makes the chipsets that are used in a bunch of these Internet of Things applications. They have a huge portfolio of chipsets, and we're working really closely with Freescale in order to deliver software, Java software that can run on their different chips.
So tell me what's happening. I've heard some talk about Java ME and SE, and what are they diverging, coming together? What's the plan?
Yeah, they're definitely converging.
Okay.
In the past, if you wanted to write Java ME applications versus, say, a desktop application with Swing, it was completely different. The worlds were completely different. And to some degree, there have to be differences, because when you are running in 192K of RAM, you just can't class load everything that you would do on desktop.
Right.
So there do have to be differences. Java Card is another one that sometimes we don't mention, but Java Card allows you to actually run Java on devices that are extremely small. And we're talking, sort of the 4 to 16K of RAM sort of a device, which is impossibly small. In fact, for Java Card to work, they have to subset the Java language. There's no floats, there's no doubles, there's no threads, there's no volatile. There's a bunch of things that they had to cut out in order to make it work. But when you consider that your option is that or some completely native thing, it's kind of nice to be able to continue to use Java all the way. So one of our goals is to make sure that Java ME and Java SE, there's a very smooth path for a Java developer. And if you're a desktop developer, you should be able to step into the embedded space or into the IoT space without having to do a whole bunch of relearning. You should be able to reuse the language features that reuse the language features, reuse the libraries. And of course, you're going to have some subset of the programming language available to you as you go down, but you'll have good tooling for that as well. So tools are able to ask Java C, basically, what in this file will compile and run on ME and what won't. And so then the tools can give you, all the sort of feedback that you need to know what you're doing. So I think that's one of the things that we have to do in order to make Java work well in that space, is to have it be a nice, smooth migration path. But that's what we're working on.
Take your existing skills and leverage them in this new, exciting space. So I know you're an expert at Java FX. So how do you see, is there room for FX in the IoT space?
Yeah, absolutely. We showed at the keynote here at Devoxx and also at Java 1, Java FX running on a Raspberry Pi tablet thing that we made that we called the Duke Pad. And really, it was an opportunity for us to explore that concept of, how well does the Java client scale down onto these embedded devices? Because we're talking about something that's 10 times slower than, say, a Galaxy S4. I mean, It's a relatively slow CPU, and yet we're able to run reasonably well on it because it has a good GPU, and JavaFX was designed to run on GPUs. And so I think, because because Java is well positioned to run the Internet of Things, I think Java Client is also well positioned to be used as the UI for Internet of Things.
Great. So switch gears a little bit. I heard in the keynote a lot of talk about SE8 and Lambdas.
Yeah.
So tell me a little bit about Lambdas. Is it going to revolutionize the Java world or what?
Absolutely.
Okay, tell me how.
You know, there was a time I was looking at other programming languages because I was like, you know, Java is good, but what about this Ruby? What about this Python? What about these other things that were coming up? And there were some things that were, you know, attractive in those different programming languages. But when I came right back to it, I was like, yeah, but honestly, all I really want is just Java, and then start add some of these things that are missing, like Lambdas. And what Brian Getz has managed to do has been, I mean, he's just done a masterful job at fitting Lambdas naturally into the Java programming language. The last time that we had a major change to the language was with generics.
Right.
And it's a bit of a rocky transition.
Right.
There were some things in there that were really, really good, but using generics really complicated the language. Lambdas don't. They keep the language just as simple as it was before, except now you don't have to write as much code.
Excellent.
So when I look on some of the slides that they put up with using anonymous interclasses, right? You look at the anonymous interclasses and knowing how to do Lambdas today, when you look at the anonymous interclasses, it's just, I can't believe we used to do that. And I think that's the experience that a lot of people will have once they use Lambdas. They'll say, I can't believe I used to write anonymous interclasses for everything.
Great. And one of the things he said was the more your code looks like your problem statement, the more likely it's going to work, right?
Absolutely.
Other people can read it and it makes more sense.
Yep.
Excellent.
It's just fun to use, and I don't know, you feel it inside. You just go, that's nice.
Yeah.
I like that.
Right.
So
well, thank
I'm a
you
big
very
fan.
much for coming by. I really appreciate your time, and I look forward to seeing you more on the blogosphere.
Yep,
Right?
me too.
All right.
Thanks.
Thanks, Richard.
Yep.
Bye. This is Tori with the Oracle Technology Network.